Hi, good morning, everybody. Welcome in once again to Morning in the Word. Glad that you've joined us today. Today we're in Matthew, the 9th chapter, and Jesus here continues his series of healings. And he does something very interesting here in the beginning of this chapter in regards to a healing. We've seen him heal many times, and one common thread through many of these healings is something we're going to pick up on in just a moment. But I want you to particularly pay attention to what he does differently here in regards to this healing. A lame man is brought to him on a stretcher by his friends, and he does heal him, but he does something very unique. He tells the man that his sins are forgiven. This, of course, sparks all kinds of controversy in the minds of the Pharisees and those who are judgmentally watching. Who is this man? How can he forgive sins? But Jesus does something very intentional and purposeful here. There's no doubt that a man who comes in lame, that everyone in a whole town knows is lame, he can't walk, his legs don't work, and suddenly he's jumping up and running around. That clearly is a miraculous event. And what is demonstrable, what is able to be seen, what's visible, is clearly undeniable. But what can't be seen in the same way with our eyes in a physical way is the forgiveness of sins. And so what Jesus does is he ties those two together. He uses what is visible to demonstrate, to explain, to prove what is not visible. I can heal his broken body, but I want you to know that I can actually heal his brokenness that goes much deeper than his physical problems. This is an amazing thing that he does, and one that causes a great deal of consternation on behalf of those who are watching, and I would imagine a great deal of joy on behalf of those who are excitedly watching with believing eyes. But pay attention to that. Notice how he does that. The other thing, and this is the thread that I mentioned earlier, is that once again we have this connection between Jesus's demonstration of power and the faith of the people. And how oftentimes we see faith and power hand in hand in Jesus's life. We'll see later that there were times that Jesus did not do miracles. And it says specifically because of their lack of faith. That there were places and cities and villages where it says he could do no miracles there because the people did not have faith. In contrast to that, where the people have a lot of faith, we see Jesus doing some amazing things. Now, I don't want to draw too tight a parallel there, and I don't want to make an apples to apples comparison where it's not appropriate to do so. But historically, through the ministry of Jesus, where people have great faith, they see the power of Jesus demonstrated in great ways. And where they don't have great faith, they see none of or little of the power of Jesus demonstrated. There is a thought there that we need to consider. How much of the power of God can flow through our lives based on the level of faith that we do have. And like so many times in Scripture that we see these pleas, I believe, help my unbelief, deepen my faith, strengthen my belief, strengthen my faith, make me more resilient in my faith. These same kind of appeals should be made by us. But just notice a few things in this particular chapter that are of interest. You see things like the man's friends bring him to Jesus, obviously a display of faith. The man who says, lay your hand on her and she will live, a statement of faith. The woman who says, if I can but touch his robe, I'll be healed, a statement of faith. The blind men who say, yes, we believe, Lord, statements of faith. And those kinds of attributes, so prevalent and so easily visible in the ministry of Jesus, are the same kinds of statements that we ought to be able to make. Can we say with that same kind of confidence, I believe, if I put this in God's hands, I know he'll take care of it. If I can just reach out to the Lord, I know things will be okay. That's exactly the kind of faith that we need to have. Jesus sums up his own ministry in this chapter in a beautiful way. Well, Matthew sums up Jesus' ministry in a beautiful way. The chapter continues. Jesus continued going, and going around to all the towns and villages, teaching in their synagogues, preaching the good news of the kingdom, healing every disease. When he saw the crowds, he felt compassion for them, for they were distressed and dejected. They were like sheep without a shepherd. What beautiful words, powerful words. And may I say to you that I believe that Jesus Christ still looks upon the crowds with compassion, seeing that they are distressed and dejected, and that they are like a sheep without a shepherd. And he is the good shepherd. And that's the message that the world needs to hear. And that's the message that maybe needs to encourage our souls today. I hope you have a wonderful day. Be well, be blessed.